Alright everyone, welcome back. After that short intermission break, we are here starting off this double feature with Super Off-Road. So, MixMastaPJ, take us away.
Hey, how's it going, guys? This is MixMastaPJ here. I'm a retro game speedrunner from Maryland, USA, and I'm bringing you a mediocre... Actually, it's a great game. It doesn't get enough love because the speedrun effect of it is kind of mediocre, but this game's fantastic. And if you remember it from the days of the arcade, it was that one cab that had 3 steering wheels bolted to the front of it. I can promise you now as an adult, those things are miserable to move, but it's an incredible arcade game and console game as well. I definitely rented it all the time. It was probably the only game on the NES that I actually used the 4-score, the 4-player adapter for. So we're going to do an interesting category today. It's the only category available for this game on speedrun.com, and it's Max Stats 99 Nitros. And it's because the game is really, really repetitive and loops a bunch of times. So the real end of the game that they decided to do was Max Stats 99 Nitros. You could do like 99 races, but that would just be way too long of a category to get a lot of runners. So this is the premier category that we have right now. I'm going to reset so that way we can hopefully roll the dice on some better RNG. If it lets me there. There we go. And to let you get to see Ironman Stewart's face right here at the title screen. There's the man we're trying to beat, the guy driving the gray truck, the legend himself, Ironman Stewart. So, I'm going to keep an eye on chat real quick. I'm going to obviously put our name in as mediocre here as best we can. We'll do Medi because we get four letters. But the first country I see in chat is going to be who we represent. So let me know what country you want to go with here. Italy, France, Japan, Canada, USA, Britain, Australia, or Germany. It gets to affect the national anthem we hear every time we win a race. Who we got? NBCC is probably the better way to go back and do it. Anyone picking the country? Not popping up on my end here. There we go. Canada it is. There is our winner. Alright. Oh, hold on. Done goofed already. I didn't even alert the time to start there, so we can do MDCC correctly and then pick Canada. Or MDOC, sorry. Alright, so we can see Ironman Stewart again. MDOC. Like it. Alright. And timer will start when I pick Canada, which will happen here. And man, these inputs they're very strange. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Alright. So these qualifying races here, when they say continues allowed, we're going to abuse that. We're not going to necessarily try to win every single race. We're going to try and pick up as much money and nitros along the way. Now, one thing that stinks about this game that you kind of just saw with my pink truck there, that this game does that none of the other Super Off-Roads do, has this interesting physics mechanic to it where that if you were touching a car, you're basically going slower no matter what. Now in the the future games, blocking cars and getting boosted ahead by them bumping into the back of you, that's a huge feature. Like you're trying to take advantage of those cars bumping into you and sending you forward and effectively giving you a speed boost without having to waste a nitro. Not in this game. You're trying to make sure these cars aren't touching you at all, so you can kind of just mind about your business here. So, as we drive around here, I just picked up that little gift there that had like 1 nitro inside. My nitro count is at the top of the screen. It says that we're all on lap 3. I'm the pink car, and it's that pink one there that you see over there. Says I've got now 22 nitros to my credit. For some reason, the AI cars, they just have infinite money and decide to reset the 25 nitros every race. That is not the case for us. We do have to kind of watch nitro management a little bit. I did use one right there to guarantee I picked up that 4 and not lose too much ground. But then the gray car started driving into me and dragged the blue car along with him. So we'll use a nitro here to try and take the lead. Winning the race does give you the most amount of money, but not so much so that like an item or 2 isn't worth it. So we're okay with getting that 4 nitros there because the money difference isn't going to be that big of a deal. But we do want to make sure we get this top speed upgrade. I would have loved to get top speed and tires there, but it didn't just quite work out. And once again, Yellow getting a great start, which is actually bad for us because then he just drives right into the back of us here. This is typically a track where we're not going to take a win, and we might even lose a life. You have to finish first or second or you would lose a life, but they do give you continues in this game. We're not actually going to be taking continues, but we are going to be losing some lives here. And if we have to take continues, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, Sidewinder here. Typically, an easier track as far as item drops go because not all the time will they be in the opponent's racing line. Fandango is the name of track 1. We'll see that plenty more times. you'll notice that track is way more narrow and windy, which means whenever they put an item down, it's going to be exactly in the line the opponent's going to take, so they'll pick it up if it lands in front of them. So we'll drive around backwards and do some things like that occasionally to land some item drops, but they're going to turn right before that bag of money. Now, talk about the item drops here. They progress, so in order for us really to make a lot of headway and making a whole lot of money and getting nitros as fast as possible, what we really want to have happen is we want a lot of the same type of item to drop over and over and over again on the same track. So the first bag of money that lands on the track, that's going to be worth $10,000. The second bag of money that's on the track is going to be worth $20,000. The third bag of money is going to be worth $30,000, etc. So if we can be there and they keep dropping money bags over and over again, that's going to be super duper helpful to us. Now, the same thing goes for nitros, except nitros, they cost 10,000. So they start out the same, effectively. Like one nitro is going to be the same as one bag of money there at the beginning, but the money tops off at 50,000. Like once you get the bags at 50 grand, every bag afterwards is always going to be 50 grand on that particular circuit before the race ends. Nitros will go up to 9. So realistically, if there was a perfect run that could be crafted with amazing RNG, you would want nitros getting dropped every single race. Just tons and tons and tons of them, and you use your prize money from winning the race to buy the upgrades that we need. So the upgrades that we have 5 different categories. We're going to try and upgrade our engine, upgrade our shocks, upgrade our tires, upgrade our acceleration, and buy a bunch of nitros as well. So nitros technically count as an upgrade, but you can buy them up until 99 of them. So this category is to get 5 upgrades of each of those things, and then, yeah, max out 99 nitros. And that can happen, you know, while you're in the racing shop in between races, but it can also happen on the track. Like you've gotten all of your car upgrades, and then you happen to be at like 94 nitros and then pick up 5 nitros driving around, well then your run happens to end in the middle of the race. That's when you hit the timer. So that's kind of cool to have runs that can end at the menu, but also have runs that end mid-race too. Alright, so, got the little bit of the beginning of Go Canada there. Alright, so we got some acceleration to go with our top speed. We're going back to Sidewinder. This time we're going the opposite direction. Just like before, the cars are just a little bit faster than us here. That's alright. Alright, we're going to try and run down this yellow car, because third place money does pay a little bit better than fourth. And we're okay with him grabbing that 10 grand, because it does mean that, you know, hopefully another item drops soon that'll be worth 20 grand. There it is, down there at the bottom of the screen. The music in this game definitely has its own little charm to it, too. It doesn't have the same feeling and the hype that the Genesis and SNES and arcade versions have. Obviously, you know, working with 8-bit music instead of 16-bit music, but they definitely did the best they could with what they were given, so I happen to really like the soundtrack of this game, and every track's got a different song. Alright, so we can buy some tires and some acceleration there. Alright, we're onto the figure 8 circuit here, the Wipeout. This is usually one of the races where we can get a lot of item drops in succession. Doesn't look like it's happening here. It just seems to be not being very favorable to us right now. I'm hoping we can still make our estimate. But I know we're running a little bit ahead of schedule, too. This is one of those runs that could, you know, on the best days be in the high 12s, and on the worst days be in the low 17s or something, and it really all comes down to the item drops and how favorable they are. So figure split the difference there. The run after this one that I'll be participating with, Monster Truck Rally, incredibly low variance. I'm actually going to do a little donut here and run back to P2, but I want to get those 2 nitros and kind of set the... Yep, there we go. Exactly. I wanted to set this in motion to try and pick up a whole lot of items if they were going to start dropping them there. I basically traded $30,000 in prize money for 5 nitros, which is worth $50,000, so there we go. Actually, 70,000 now, so that was a good exchange that we were happy with there. Alright, so we want to get the good start here to make sure that we can pick up everything that lands in front of us, because like I said before, the computer cars are going to pick up everything. This track is very narrow, so anything that lands in the track will land right in their path. So as long as we're at the lead of the pack, we'll pick up everything that gets dropped. Might have to use a couple nitros here, but nothing too crazy to stay in front of Gray. And then, of course, as if on cue, the item drop happens just behind the leader, so P2 gets it instead. That's alright, we got a big old sack of money here. $30,000 dues. Oh, sorry, we're Canadian, not Australian. Alright, there we go. 2 nitros. Yeah, and at some point in time, you do have to kind of make the executive decision that there's speed in the race. When that matters more than the item drops do. Your goal is to get 99 nitros and full upgrades as fast as possible. Not necessarily win the races as fast as possible. Sometimes you do have to make tough choices to turn around and choose items over racing positions. And just kind of... It's a delicate balance at times to kind of manage those things. Alright. Back at Sidewinder here for the 3rd time. But you can see how big a difference those tires make now. Now that I've got the tire upgrade, that was huge. This is a track that notoriously I was struggling at before. Those first 2 runs, they were just running me down like crazy, but I needed to get the engine upgrades up to the bare minimum and then really put in the tire upgrades. And now you can see that I'm not losing any time in the turns whatsoever. Just not getting quite the profitable item drops. There's a couple of nitros there. We're almost at 40 already, just I'm definitely taking those 3. I feel like I can run down Gray again if I need to here. If that leads to an extra item drop later, then it was all worth it. Now we've got the lead again, and if they drop a 4-bomb here, then basically I made that U-turn for a 4 nitro drop instead of 3, but unlucky there. Cost us a couple seconds. Dash through here. And we'll buy ourselves top speed and tires maxed out now. Alright, back at Wipeout, and then we'll be at one of my favorite tracks and favorite songs in the game for Big Dukes next. That track is really brings the AI cars to life. They definitely like fly over a lot of the jumps there and go really fast at the beginning, so we can't lose too many lives or anything like that because we generally take a loss on Big Dukes. But that is one of the tracks where if it does happen to rain items, you can really prop it up quickly because it's very easy to get to all ends of the track. Just like this one. This one just doesn't seem to have quite the propensity for item drops all the time. Don't tend to get a giant parade of them here, as we just got our 2nd nitro pickup on lap 4. So, not the most favorable item drop so far, but that's alright. Just cruising along here, still making decent time. But we're going to need a lot of them coming up soon. Alright. We need a few more accelerations and top speed, and then we'll drop it all in shocks after that. You can see how fast everyone just flies over there and piles into the wall. Alright, we're getting item drops early. Let's see if they continue. They usually seem to happen here in the lower part of the track. They typically use their nitros to fly over those jumps, which makes it quite dangerous once you're going in the other direction, and very easy to just get completely knocked off your path. So hopefully we can stay out of trouble and still land ourselves a 2nd place, but grab 10,000 over there. And just stay within range of Blue so that when the race is about to end, we can pass him. Wasn't thrilled he got those nitros instead of us, but that's alright. We can get this bag of money instead. And then the race ends when Gray crosses the finish line, so we do have to get in front of Blue a little bit earlier than you might think. You don't have to just do it by the finish line. Alright. 2nd place money there. Alright, 2 more accelerations, so that's 160k, and then all the money required to upgrade the shocks, plus the rest of the nitros, so probably looking at like 3 or 4 more races here. This track can be, right here, the one after you do Big Dukes, when you're back at Fandango again for the 4th time, tends to be very generous with item drops here, so we're hoping for a lot of nitros. I'm going to hang around here, actually, and kind of let the guys catch up. I hope we get an item drop here. I'm even going to go backwards. It's that important to keep the chain of items going. There we go. You can see, just we're already getting a little momentum here. Let's see if we can get... there we go. I don't care. That's fine. I'll pick everything up. Yep, that's fine. If I gotta lose this race, I gotta lose this race. That's fine. I want to get every item, though. Where's it at? Ray got it, of course. Is it that guy needs more money? What's he gonna spend it on? Nitros? Where's the next item? Oh, Yellow got it. That's okay, though. They're being generous. Let's keep the momentum going. Alright, I'll go take that bag of money. That's fine. I don't mind being in 4th place if it means that I'm going to get bags of 50 grand all over the place here. Oh, he got 5 nitros. I wanted 5 nitros. Oh, well, I'll go get these 6 nitros then. Yeah, and that's just one of those deals where you gotta measure your profit effectively against, oh, it would've been nice if we'd gotten those 7. We have to measure, basically, the profit of winning the race versus the profit of getting all those items. So, I know it looked like, hey, you only got like $170,000. That's kind of what you get every other race. Yeah, but you're not counting the 15 nitros we picked up in that race, too. So really, that was a huge net gain for us, even though it was a 4th place finish. So, all that money, plus all those nitros, made that a very profitable race. Now, we still need about 300k to upgrade our shocks, and we're 46 nitros away from 99. So, we'll try and get some of the items here, and then we'll make sure we finish 2nd or 1st every time, and if we get there, that's another 4. Blue is in 3rd place, so as long as we're in front of him, we're gonna get the same amount of money as if we raced all the way up in front of Gray. So just want to hang out here in case there's an item drop that I make sure I get it, not Blue. I think we can get here before Gray gets to the finish line. There we go. We'll hang out here in case there's another one, and stay in front of Blue. All right. 34 nitros to go. We do need some more money to get these shocks upgraded, though. $34 nitros and 240,000, I think, is all we're going to need, so we can get there. Yeah, the SNES version plays totally different, because the cars can push you and stuff, so you get to block and do all these cool, typical racing things that you believe in a real-life, racing situation. This one, when cars bump into you, you all just slow down and turn into a blob, so... Yeah, SNES version is definitely something special. I rented that one many times growing up. Nowadays, I realize that I'm pretty much just cut out for very, very basic controlling games, and that leads me to a lot more of the 8-bit selection stuff, the 16-bit selection stuff. But yeah, all the versions of the game have their own special charm to it for sure. Uh-oh. Really wanted to get 2nd place money there, but that's all right. Oh, that's okay. When you take a continue like that there, you lose the money you had, but that's okay. We spent it all previously. I'm not super worried about it. We get a nice little reset on our lives. We're still at 69 nitros and almost maxed out everywhere else, so still in a pretty good spot here. Second place money would be pretty good here too, but we need some more item drops. Come on. How about some nitros? We always love those. There we go. There's some more money for him, and we'll get that money. Be a nice big old 50k bag. And I'm going to hang out here because the item drops... Oh, no, they didn't happen here this time. That's alright. Alright, so we need 3 more shocks, and then all the nitros, and we should be good. Now we're at Blaster. Yeah, we're making... What's crazy is that we're actually making incredible time from a racing perspective and horrible time from a speedrun perspective. Because we haven't gotten the item drop raining parade that we're used to. That we typically get in a run like this. We've actually finished the races a whole lot faster. So we're further along in the run than we ever are at 15 minutes. But we aren't done the run yet because we don't have enough upgrades because the game's RNG almost just knew there was a marathon going on. It's like, oh, it's the Mediocres event? Then I want your run to be mediocre at best, for sure. Your RNG is going to be very unfavorable. So that's what they're going with, and that's we'll survive. We'll finish with another 2nd place. Alright, no more continues from this point forward. We better not goof up, or that'll be the end of the run. Alright, our shocks are maxed out. All we need are nitros. So we got max stats. That part of the category is taken care of. We need 24 more nitros, and there's one of them. 23 nitros to go. It will likely come post-race. We will likely spend all of our money to get those 23 nitros, but it can happen mid-race, so we'll be on the lookout for it. 21 nitros left. And there's a bag of money. That's no nitros. See, now the item drops are coming favorably to us. There's 3. We're at 81. We need 18 more. Oh, we're going to get those. I think there's going to be 4 in there. We can even hang out here for a minute. See if they're going to drop any more anytime soon on this side of the trail. Bag of money. I like money. 5 nitros. Ah, it's a bag of money all the way over there. We'll get that at the finish here. Alright, so time is going to be when I add 14 nitros to my total here in the store. So get ready on time. Finally, I know. Sorry. We got to buy 14 nitros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's time. There we go. We have purchased 14 nitros. And that is it. We got max stats and 99 nitros. And just to prove it and verify, we're going to go here to the next race page. You can see 99 nitros up top. There's our truck doing its thing. That's Super Off-Road, guys. Kind of ridiculous of a category. I know I can climb the sign. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a really fun game. It's got a pretty popular leaderboard. It isn't a difficult game if you're one of those people who's trying to speedrun every game on the NES or just say you played it. You guys saw the category right there. As long as you kind of play it long enough and don't goof up too much, it's going to work out all right. So, hope you guys enjoyed Super Off-Road. Feel free to give it a shot. Like I said, very popular game on all consoles. Leaderboard, love some love. I love getting notifications to be able to watch people, do it from any system, including the arcade and MAME setup. But yeah, stay tuned, and I'm going to show you guys another NES game that's a pretty charming top-down racer in its own right. And I'll see you guys soon with Monster Truck Rally.